I saw there weren't many guides that were actually teaching you how to use the CG50. I was told about all the stuff it could do, but nobody ever put it all together. So I put it all into one video, all the stuff that I know. There's definitely some more. I'll probably make a part 2. This is aimed at math students, not further math students, but it will work for both. So yeah, enjoy the video. What is up, guys? Today we're going to be going over how you can make the most out of your CG50 calculator in an A-level maths exam. Now, I want to be clear real quick. Although this is not in exam mode, I have checked. I have my regular calculator here in exam mode, and I have verified that each of these methods does work. So we're going to make sure that they all work in exam mode for A-level, not IB. Yeah, let's get into it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over how to do definite integration in your calculator. So, firstly, you're going to go run matrix, which is the normal calculator screen. Okay, now we're going to go to math. So we're going to go F6 to the right here, and we're going to see this integral symbol. Click the integral, bam, and you can integrate any function in this. So, you can use this X key down here in the bottom left to put your function in. So, let's say you have, I don't know, cos x squared. You have to integrate that between, let's say pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. Bam. Literally do that. Put it in. Make sure you're in radians if you're doing calculus. Make sure you're always in radians if you're doing calculus. And that will just give you your numerical answer. So if you were to have to do something by hand, it would be way less complicated than cos x squared. That's how you do it. You can check your answer, and if it will tell you the exact form, you can check your exact form using this. So yeah, let's go. Next up, you can check summations. Now, I don't think this really applies as much, but you can use this. So, sorry, x equals 1 and 9 of... I mean, you could do geometric, you can do arithmetic. So you could do just like 4 plus 2x, where your a is 2... Oh, sorry, your a is 4 and your r is 2. Or your d is 2. So you can do stuff like this. You can do arithmetic. You can check stuff like this using your calculator. Great. This applies more to further maths. The next thing I'm going to teach you guys is how to solve any equation in terms of x using your calculator. Let's get going. And this only works for real solutions, further maths geeks, okay? Only works for real solutions. Let's go. So, firstly, you're going to click exit all the way to the back. You're going to click option. Bam. You're going to go calc, SolveN. Now, this is a beautiful function. What you can do inside of this is you can put any equation in terms of x in, and it will give you an output. So, let's say we had 9 e to the x plus 8 x squared is equal to 4. Okay, now you're not going to get any marks for using SolveN here to solve it. Okay, this actually has no solutions. Great. 19. Exit. Bam. Now, you're going to see you get these solutions given to you, so you can check your actual solutions. You can use this for any trig equation as well, and I'll show you an example right now. Okay, so you can check a trig equation like this. Okay, great. And this will give you your exact answer in radians. Now, this is quite known, but there is something more to using SolveN that a lot of people don't know, is you can actually put a range in. So let's for example, shift set up. Let's say, and we're using degrees here, that we're given the range that x is between 0 and 90, you can actually put that into your calculator. You can do comma x, comma, lower bound, which let's say 0, and upper bound, which is, let's say, 270, they tell you in the question. Execute, exit, and it will give you all of the solutions within the range. Bam. Beautiful. The next thing that you can do is you can check partial fractions or identities using your calculator. Now, I use this a lot in my maths and further maths papers. I'm going to show you how to do it. So let's say I've been given a partial fractions question and I want to check it. Okay, I'm going to put in my equation here, and I know that these partial fractions are correct. Okay, we're going to have over, so we're going to write it down in terms of x into the calculator. ax plus 7 is equal to, using the shift equals button, guys. And if this is true, you will get 1 as your output. Bam. Now, I'm going to verify to you guys that this doesn't work if it's not true. Let's say I added 1 here. We get 0 because it's false. Let's say I had 6 up here. Bam. 0. So, this only works if the partial fractions are correct. So, this is how you check partial fractions using your calculator. Great. Now, you can use this for other things too. You can use it for trig stuff. So, we had a question in the paper where you had to show that I think it was like 3 cos x plus or minus 13 sine x is equal to r cos x plus alpha. When I solve for alpha, I put it into my calculator, writing down something like 5 cos x plus 13 sine x is equal to, I think it was root 185. And this is not going to work, by the way. Cos x minus answer or something like that. And if that's true, then you would get 1 here. And it would tell you if your answer's correct. Now, this is why I spent so long in the A-level maths exam, because I spent all of my time checking everything. And that's what's so great about your calculator. We're going to go into some more stuff that you can do, guys. Okay, the next thing that you can do is you can check simultaneous equations. I'm pretty sure everybody should know this, but you can do simultaneous equations in your calculator. So, let's say I had something of the form, I don't know, 2x plus 3y is equal to 9 or 8. And we had 7x plus 13y is equal to 5. It will tell you your solutions for x and y. I just wanted to put it out. You can do that. You can also check polynomials using this polynomial solver. Now, the reason I prefer to use this polynomial solver as opposed to using SolveN is because it gives you exact roots. So if I was to put something like 2x squared minus 6x plus 118, and this is not going to have any real solutions. Oh, okay, we got to change the oh, important, if you do further maths, you can check that your stuff is in real or imaginary mode. So shift, setup, display, complex mode, put it to A plus BI. So we can check our solutions and we get exact solutions. This is why I like using this polynomial solver so much better. Anyways, yeah, you can actually sketch graphs using your calculator as well, which is really good. It's great to be able to check the sort of general form. So let's say I had something like y is equal to e to the x plus 5, or e to the negative x squared, for example, right? And I wanted to just check to verify how it works. I can just put that into here using the x here, plus 5, and what, e to the negative x squared, I think I said, so negative x squared, bam, draw. And we can actually see what the function will look like. So it'll be sort of flat and then it'll go up. Now, if you want to check, if you want to change the size of how this looks, there's a lot of ways you can change it. So if you click shift, you can actually look here. So V window is how I do it. I usually do V window, standard, exit, draw. Okay, and that usually helps, but it doesn't seem to help here. There are some ways you can do it. I'm pretty sure it's shift, V window. Oh, x min, x max. So yeah, you can change the sort of maximum and minimum values of x and y. So let's put x min to be like 5, negative 5, and x max to be 5. And that will sort of zoom it in a lot more. And then y min, I think y min and max. Let's do y min at like, y min from 3. And max, yeah, fine. And that should make our graph easier to see. There you go. So that will give us more information. So that's kind of how you use it. You've got to get comfortable with using the V window stuff. Knowing what all of this stuff means is really helpful. So yeah, you can sketch graphs using your calculator. Okay, let's keep moving. Okay, now I'm going to tell you guys something that's very interesting and that you should know. Now, I was lended a CG50 by my school, and it wasn't updated. It was old. And the thing is, I was missing this key app, which I love to use. Distribution. This does not come on every CG50. If your CG50 does not have this, then ask somebody, ask a teacher, get a cable, connect it to your computer and update it. Because updating it will give you access to this app, which makes stats so much easier. So we're going to go through it. I'm not sure about further stat stuff. I don't do any of this stuff. This is a bit crazy. But binomial, normal. Let's say normal. Okay. Normal, you can click here. You're told which tail you're using. Fine. Mu and sigma. And it will actually make it easier to represent. Like, they visualize it for you, which is great. So yeah, get the distribution app. I just wanted to throw that in here. So you can do binomial in here by just putting in your x, your number of trials, your p. Do that, basically. Okay, so what I'm telling you, download this app. Make sure that your calculator is updated and you have distribution for stats. It's a lifesaver. Okay, what else can you do? You can also do inverse using the... Oh, I think I've split that up. You can also do inverse stats using the statistics menu. So if you go here, So if you go to this calculator menu, you can go to the distribution button here. Normal, I use this for normal. I don't really do inverse binomial. I think inverse binomial is better to do with trial and error. But normal, inverse normal, and you can put your information in here. Make sure the data is set to variable, not list. Put your tail in, so if you want the left side to be, you know, from the left, it's this area. Area, put your area in. Sigma, mu, and then it will tell you your answer. So, great, that's how you use that. So anyways, this has been the bulk of the stuff that I've used for my A-levels so far. I'm halfway in through A-level season. I've done 1 A-level maths paper. I've done 3 further maths papers. This is everything that I've used so far that's helped me hugely and I think is very underrated. If you have any more tips, throw them into the comments. I might make a part 2. I know there's a lot more stuff you can do with these calculators. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.